Christmas Eve descends under glittering lights and gentle snowfall, wrapping the city in a picture-perfect calm that feels almost rehearsed. Street lamps glow softly, carols drift faintly through the air, and every window seems to promise warmth. Inside the Vale mansion, the decor is flawless: gold ribbons, crystal ornaments, a towering tree glowing with white lights. The air smells of pine, cinnamon, and something colder beneath it, an unspoken tension that clings to the walls. Everything is ready for celebration, yet the house itself feels hollow, as if joy has been staged but never invited to stay. Ariana Vale moves slowly through the living room, 8 months pregnant, her posture graceful despite the weight she carries. One hand steadies a delicate ornament, the other rests instinctively on her belly, as if shielding the life inside her from the chill she cannot name. Fatigue shadows her eyes, but dignity keeps her spine straight. Ethan Vale, her husband and a respected corporate executive admired in public circles, is nowhere to be seen again. His absence has become familiar, almost expected, yet it still stings. Her phone vibrates. A single message appears on the screen: "We're having guests tonight." No affection. No context. No explanation. Ariana exhales slowly, forcing calm into her chest. Church bells echo faintly from a distance, marking the holy night. Ariana's unease deepens, but she swallows it, choosing patience as she always has. Pregnancy has made her more alone than ever, while Ethan has grown distant, irritated by responsibility he no longer hides from. Headlights sweep across the windows. A luxury car stops outside. Laughter cuts through the quiet, sharp, careless, mocking. Ariana opens the door, expecting family or familiar faces. Instead, she finds Lena Cross, glamorous and overdressed, her smile curved with smug confidence, eyes raking over Ariana with open disdain. Ethan steps in behind her, his arm casually around Lena's waist. He offers no explanation. No apology. Not even a glance of guilt. Soft Christmas carols continue to play, cheerful and cruel, as the truth settles heavily in Ariana's chest. This night was never meant to celebrate her. It was carefully crafted to break her. Lena wastes no time asserting herself. She steps fully into the house as if she belongs there, heels clicking against the marble floor, eyes scanning the space with open judgment. Her fingers trail over the furniture, the ornaments, the carefully chosen decorations, and she smirks as though inspecting something secondhand. "So this is it," she says lightly, her voice loud enough to carry. "I imagined more." The comment is deliberate, sharp, and meant to land. More guests begin to arrive: business associates, social acquaintances, people Ariana has hosted before with quiet grace. Tonight, their eyes linger with curiosity and discomfort. Ethan introduces Lena without hesitation, his tone casual, almost proud. "This is Lena. She's important to me." The words slice cleanly, and still he does not look at his wife. Ariana stands frozen near the staircase as whispers ripple through the room. Lena leans closer to a group of women, laughing too loudly. "Men have needs," she says, glancing pointedly at Ariana's swollen belly. "And let's be honest, pregnancy isn't exactly inspiring." A few nervous chuckles follow. Lena's smile widens. She moves closer to Ariana, brushing past her shoulder, lowering her voice only slightly. "You look tired," she murmurs. "I suppose that happens when a woman forgets how to keep a man interested." Her gaze flicks to Ariana's belly with thinly veiled contempt. Ariana turns to leave, her throat tight, but Lena raises her voice again, stopping her mid-step. "Don't go yet," she says sweetly. "You should stay. You might learn how the real world works." Ethan remains silent, watching, even smiling faintly. No one intervenes. No one defends her. Ariana's hands tremble, but her face remains composed, her restraint carved from years of endurance. Lena stands tall, fearless, convinced she is untouchable, completely unaware that every cruel word is being etched into a fate she cannot yet see. Ariana closes the bedroom door softly behind her, shutting out the laughter and the music that now feel distorted, almost unreal. The room is warm, yet she feels cold as she lowers herself onto the edge of the bed, one hand pressed firmly against her belly as if grounding herself. Her breathing slows, measured, controlled. She has learned long ago that breaking down never protected anyone. Memories surface uninvited, not of humiliation, but of discipline and silence. Of being taught how to listen more than speak, how to observe power rather than flaunt it. Ariana Vale was never just a quiet wife. She was raised as Ariana Ardan, the only daughter of Magnus Ardan, a name spoken in boardrooms with fear and reverence, a man whose wealth shaped markets and governments without ever appearing in headlines. After her mother's death, Ariana had chosen anonymity, rejecting the armor of privilege for the illusion of normalcy. She wanted love that didn't know her worth in numbers. Magnus had allowed it, reluctantly. One condition only: if the world ever crushed her, he would come for her. No questions. No hesitation. She married Ethan believing kindness and loyalty were enough. She hid her lineage carefully, enduring small dismissals, quiet loneliness, convincing herself that patience was strength. Tonight stripped that illusion bare. She wasn't weak. She had simply been waiting. Her phone rests on the bedside table, untouched for years, the contact name still there like a sealed door. Ariana stares at it for a long moment. Then, calmly, she unlocks the screen and sends a single word. Dad. No explanation follows. None is needed. Somewhere far away, Magnus Ardan already understands that Christmas has just changed everything. Downstairs, the dinner unfolds as if nothing sacred has been violated. Wine glasses clink, silverware glides over porcelain, and forced laughter fills the gaps where discomfort should live. Lena takes Ariana's seat without hesitation, smoothing her dress, crossing her legs, claiming the space with practiced ease. Ethan allows it, continuing conversations as though this rearrangement is natural, even deserved. The guests follow his lead, choosing convenience over conscience. The doorbell rings. Once. Conversation stutters but doesn't stop. Someone jokes, someone laughs. The doorbell rings again. This time, silence spreads unevenly, crawling across the room. Ethan frowns, irritated. Before anyone can speak, the front doors open. Security personnel step inside first, their presence unmistakably professional, followed by a tall, silver-haired man in a dark coat. His posture is calm, his expression unreadable. Recognition hits the room like a shockwave. Glasses pause midair. Faces drain of color. Phones lower discreetly. Magnus Ardan has entered. No one speaks. No one dares. His name doesn't need to be announced. Magnus surveys the room slowly, taking in the decorations, the guests, the woman sitting where his daughter should be. His gaze finally settles on Ethan. "Is this how you treat my daughter?" he asks, his voice steady, almost gentle. The words land heavy, undeniable. Ariana appears at the top of the staircase then, descending one step at a time. Her fear is gone, replaced by quiet authority. She meets her father's eyes, and for the first time that night, she is not alone. Lena lets out a brittle laugh, confusion flickering across her face. No one joins her. The power in the room has shifted, and everyone feels it. Magnus steps forward, and with a subtle gesture, screens embedded into the walls come alive. The soft glow replaces the festive lights, washing the room in cold clarity. Documents appear, corporate structures, trust funds, global holdings, names of companies that dominate industries across continents. At the center of it all is one name, repeated with quiet insistence: Ariana Ardan. Gasps ripple through the room, no longer whispered but uncontrolled. Magnus speaks evenly, each word precise. Ariana is introduced not as a wife, not as a burden, but as his sole heir. The future steward of everything he built. The guests understand instantly what this means. They are not witnessing a family dispute. They are standing inside a turning point. Ethan's face drains of color. His mouth opens, closes, fails to form sense. He stares at Ariana as if seeing her for the first time, as if the woman he dismissed has transformed into someone unreachable. Lena's confidence fractures visibly. Her smile stiffens, then falters. She laughs again, softer now, uncertain, as if charm might still save her. No one looks at her. Magnus turns slightly toward Ariana. "Do you want me to end this?" he asks, not loudly, not threateningly. It is a genuine question. Ariana studies the room, the people who watched her humiliation, the man who betrayed her, the woman who enjoyed it. Her voice, when she answers, is calm. "No," she says. "Let them live with it." The silence that follows is heavier than anger. It is final. The consequences begin quietly, almost politely, but with ruthless precision. Phones vibrate across the room, notifications stacking faster than they can be read. Board members excuse themselves, faces pale, voices trembling as they step aside to make urgent calls. Ethan's confident posture collapses as he scrolls through messages he doesn't yet understand but already fears. Accounts are frozen. Meetings are cancelled. Deals vanish without explanation. The protection he once took for granted dissolves in real time. Magnus does not raise his voice or issue threats. He simply leaves. And with his departure, so does immunity. By morning, investigations begin, compliance audits, shareholder inquiries, regulators suddenly interested in details long overlooked. Ethan's name is quietly removed from committees, then from leadership altogether. Doors that once opened eagerly now remain closed. Lena feels it too, faster than she expects. Sponsorship contracts are terminated within hours, polite emails citing brand realignment. Invitations disappear. Calls go unanswered. Her social media floods with speculation, then silence, then ridicule. The same circles that once applauded her confidence now whisper her name with disdain. She refreshes her screen again and again, watching influence evaporate. Ariana observes it all from a distance, untouched. There is no satisfaction in her expression, only clarity. She understands now that justice does not require spectacle. It does not need cruelty or revenge. Power, when withdrawn, speaks for itself. By dawn, reputations lie in ruins, not shattered loudly, but dismantled piece by piece. And everyone involved knows exactly why. Ethan finds her late that night, standing by the window of the quiet study, the house finally stripped of noise and witnesses. His confidence is gone. His voice shakes as he speaks her name, as if saying it softly might return things to how they were hours ago. He tries to explain, to justify, to reshape betrayal into a misunderstanding. Stress, temptation, pressure, excuses tumble out, unconvincing even to himself. He says he never meant to hurt her. He says he didn't know who she was. Ariana turns slowly, her expression unreadable. She lets him talk until his words run out and desperation takes their place. Then she speaks, not with anger, but with a calm that unsettles him far more. She tells him he didn't betray her because she was fragile or unlovable. He betrayed her because he believed she would endure anything. Because he mistook patience for weakness and silence for permission. She reminds him how she stood beside him when no one else did, how she asked for nothing except respect. He lowers his head, shame finally breaking through, reaching for her hands. She steps back. From her finger, she removes her wedding ring. The sound it makes as she places it on the table is soft, final. "I forgive you," she says quietly, and his face lifts in desperate hope, until she finishes. But forgiveness doesn't mean staying. Ethan collapses into the chair, not ruined by wealth alone, but by the realization that he lost the one thing he never deserved and will never recover. Weeks pass, and winter slowly loosens its grip on the city. The world moves forward, but Ariana's life transforms in ways both quiet and profound. The hospital room is filled with soft light and steady beeping, a calm that feels earned. Ariana lies exhausted but peaceful, her hair pulled back, her face free of the tension she carried for so long. In her arms rests her newborn child, small, warm, breathing steadily against her chest. In that moment, nothing else exists. Magnus stands nearby, no longer the distant, untouchable figure the world fears. Here, he is simply a father-turned-grandfather, his usually controlled expression softened by awe. When Ariana places the baby gently in his arms, his hands tremble for the first time in decades. Power, money, influence, none of it compares to this weight. Ariana makes her choices carefully now. She does not rush back into the world that once hurt her, nor does she hide from it. She decides what her child will know, truth without burden, privilege without arrogance. She will raise her child with compassion first, strength second, and power only as a responsibility, never a weapon. There are no calls to Ethan. No messages left unanswered. That chapter has ended without drama or regret. Ariana feels no emptiness, only space, room to breathe, to heal, to begin again. As snow melts outside the hospital windows, Ariana looks down at her child and understands something with absolute certainty. This is not an ending born of loss. It is a beginning built on survival, clarity, and a legacy rewritten on her own terms. Lena appears one last time, but the spectacle she imagined never materializes. She stands on the steps of a gala, poorly disguised in expensive clothes that fail to mask desperation. Her heels click loudly, but no one notices. She scans the room, hoping for a familiar face, a patron, a connection, but the room is indifferent, empty of allies. The whispers that follow are sharp, cutting, casual, gossip that travels faster than her attempts to charm. Her eyes land on a magazine displayed at the entrance. On its cover is Ariana Vale, no longer the pregnant wife humiliated on Christmas Eve, but Ariana Ardan, respected, radiant, untouchable. The headlines speak of her achievements, her philanthropy, her rise to leadership, her calm authority that commands both respect and admiration. People around her nod, smile, and speak of her with admiration, unaware of the humiliation Lena inflicted months ago. Lena's lips part in disbelief, a laugh escaping that is more brutal than melodic. She thought she had stolen a man, a position, a moment. Instead, she had challenged someone who could never be shaken by petty arrogance. Her social power evaporated, her influence turned hollow, and her confidence faltered in ways she never anticipated. The world that once mirrored her vanity now refuses to reflect her at all. For the first time, Lena understands the truth: she never threatened Ariana's life, her family, or her happiness. She merely attempted to claim what could never be taken. And in that realization, humiliation returns to her, not staged, not temporary, but unavoidable and absolute. Ariana's name alone eclipses her own, leaving Lena in a shadow from which she cannot escape. 1 year later, Christmas Eve returns with its quiet magic, but this time the air feels different, lighter, unburdened, genuine. Snow blankets the city in a pristine layer, soft and silent, untouched by past chaos. Inside a new home, Ariana stands by a wide window, the soft glow of holiday lights reflecting in her eyes. Her child rests safely in her arms, breathing steadily, small fingers curling around hers as if grounding her in this perfect, hard-earned peace. Magnus watches from the doorway, silent but proud. He does not need to say anything, his presence alone conveys years of love, vigilance, and trust fulfilled. Ariana's expression is serene, radiant, not the fragile, exhausted woman from last year, but a mother, a leader, a force of quiet authority. She smiles softly, turning to look at the tree, the decorations, and the warmth she has created on her own terms. There is no resentment in her heart, only clarity and gratitude. Outside, the snow falls gently, muffling the world in white silence. Inside, laughter bubbles softly, small joys untainted by the memories of humiliation, betrayal, or manipulation. Ariana's legacy is now firmly established, her family safe, her name known for respect and strength rather than scandal or weakness. This Christmas, the carols echo softly, no longer cruel or ironic. They accompany the gentle rhythm of a home restored, a life reclaimed, and a future built on resilience and wisdom. The night is hers, fully and irrevocably. Peace, at last, settles over Ariana and her child like a blanket, soft and enduring, as snow continues to fall.